I usually don't take the first no. Is what I'll do is I'll just kind of step back a little bit and I'll just give them a little space and I'll say, you know what, I understand. I see where you're at. Can I call you back in a month, or I'll touch base with you again in a month and we'll just see how things are going. And typically they say, no problem.
Number one piece of advice, I would say just one more. And one more, that's one more phone call, one more text message, one more email. If you think you've made your calls for the day, make that one extra phone call and have that relentless, that cadence in your day where you think you've made 100 phone calls and you're like, oh, I've made enough. Well, make that one extra call, because that one extra call can make the difference. And, it could be the difference from, you just jump starting your career to a whole new level. If you think you've touched base with that one client enough times, well, reach out to them one more time. Just send them, see how their day's going, or wish them a great day. Because that can make the difference in their day, and you're going to be top of mind now for them. I'm saying, oh, this realtor wished me a great day, and it's because you made that one more attempt at them. So whatever you think you've done, I would just recommend doing that one extra bit with that, and have that cadence or that relentless drive in it.
I hate to use the word lie, but sometimes the prospects, sellers, and or buyers are not completely honest. And they'll say, no, I'm not looking to buy. No, I'm not looking to sell. And I've had it happen with several leads now, where on the fourth or fifth call, they're like, you know what, we're thinking about doing something in the spring, call us then. And then I just say, okay, I'll just touch base with you every 3 weeks. And I stay on, I reach out every 3 weeks, and then you find out the truth.
So I do open houses. When I have a listing, I will do open houses every weekend till my property sells. And it's great because A, I'm selling a property. B, I will be talking to neighbors and they will see what a good job I'm doing, and that opens up listing opportunities right there in the neighborhood. And C, anyone that walks in the door is a potential buyer opportunity. Obviously, unless they're out just having fun and kicking tires, which is okay too. Those people that walk in are looking to buy something, and if they don't have another agent, I would love to tell them or discuss with them why I believe I could do a great job for them. So it really, open houses are such a great opportunity for lead generation that I do them whenever I can. And if I ever have a time that I don't have my own listing, I will contact all of my colleagues and I'll contact my whole office and say, hey, does anyone, have an opening where you need someone to run an open house for them? Because I want to talk to those people walking in the door. So it's a great lead generation capability.
At the end of the day, no matter what we do, it's a people business. And whether you're doing cars or you're selling cell phones, or no matter what it is, you have to remember you're developing a relationship with them. And I mean, for anybody that's with their significant other now, I mean, was it love at first sight, or did you get a couple of no's from that person before you actually got them on that first date? Or did they kind of shy you off or push you off to the side, and you were a little bit more, I guess, chasing it, and that thrill, I don't want to say thrill of the hunt, but some people do get that thrill or that excitement to take that no and then eventually try to turn it into a yes, whether it's with that one person or it's the next person. And it's one of the great analogies that I drive from is because I love sports. And you hear of people, great basketball players like Michael Jordan, or you hear of great baseball players like Alex Rodriguez and things like that. They've missed more shots than they've made, or they've swung the bat and they've struck out more times than they've hit a home run. And with that, you just have to have that understanding with yourself that you're not going to more than likely get that appointment on the first call. You're not going to get them to sign the contract on your first appointment.
They tried. It's just the quality of leads, are not comparable to what you provide. I think I mentioned before that there was another lead service that my broker had, and it was very, very expensive. But we closed deals and we had some good leads. And right now, with what I'm working and what we're looking to keep going, this looks like it's going to be as good, if not better, than that. And so I'm pleased with it. But like with anything else, you got to work it. You have to take the time with it. And with Zillow, sometimes you'll get agents that call you and want information on a property that's not even your listing, but they see your name, and it's just funny. And then the buyers tend to be a little bit more flighty. They just want information. They're not serious. Whereas the buyers, I've had a much better quality buyer from SetSchedule and Zillow.
The first step is pick up the phone and call them, because usually I subscribe to SetSchedule, of course, but I also subscribe to a couple other lead services. And in almost every case, I don't have an exclusive territory. There might be 2 in my territory, maybe there's 3. And I got to tell you, those guys are out there, they're hungry, and it's like they're standing at an ATM taking my money out of the bank. And so I have to beat those guys to the client, because a lot of times the client will say, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I just have an appointment with someone, I just set it up, but thank you anyway. And I hear that and I say, doggone it, one of my folks beat me to it. So I might be in dinner, I might be with my wife doing something special, and I'll say, can you excuse me for a few minutes? And I just go hit that phone right away. If the person is not there or doesn't answer, if they have a voicemail or a greeting, then I'll say, okay, this is a person who uses voicemail. So I will generally leave a voicemail, tell them why I'm calling, and then I immediately follow up, whether I leave a voicemail or not, with a text message. And oftentimes, people will respond to a text more than they will respond to a voicemail. And as a matter of fact, if you get below the age of probably 35, they probably won't respond to a voicemail at all and will only respond to a text. So I try to cover all the bases. But the most important thing is to immediately call and try to get in contact with the person.
Sometimes you're going to go through 20, 50 leads and they're not going to be great. And then all of a sudden you're going to hit 5 to 10 of them that are fantastic. And it's like, oh, you're happy. So you just have to be patient. You have to work through them. And like I said, even if they say no, just give them a follow-up and make sure that they're really not looking to buy or sell. But it's kind of a numbers game. Just stick with them and work with them, and don't expect immediate results. If you get immediate results, that's just icing on the cake. Be patient, be persistent. Like I said, I've got a great pipeline right now. I'm looking at a couple of deals at least that are going to be over $1 million, which is nice. And don't be afraid, because I door knocked the lead. The lead came in and said they were looking to sell a home. I went to the home. The contact was gone, but the husband was there. And I went by and I said, hi, I got this note that Mary was looking to sell the home. And the guy looked at me and he goes, we're not selling, and I was like, you drive. And then like, oh, okay, well, I just got a notice that she was looking to sell. And he's like, oh, her and her sisters have a 5-unit apartment building up the road that they're looking to sell. So, you got to dig a little bit, So just try to get information nicely, gently, and just be nice to people, and you'd be surprised how much information you end up getting. So instead of looking at a $500,000 sale, now I'm looking at a 1.8 million 5-unit apartment building that on the 17th, I'm hoping to get good news that we can list.
But I would say most importantly, if somebody doesn't have the monthly capital to invest in leads individually, like let's say with Realtor.com, if you have a good chunk of change that you're able to invest and being able to make it up in referral fees, then absolutely, I would recommend diving in to a company like you guys, like SetSchedule, just because your cost for acquisition and to receive a high volume of leads, it completely balances itself out. And it gives you that opportunity to, cut your teeth. Just start making phone calls, especially like you mentioned earlier, for any brand new agent. just get in the habit of making phone calls. Who knows what that response is going to be at the other end, but because you had such a minimal investment, just get in the habit of making those phone calls. And then as you build it, you can increase your spend with success schedule, or you can go, dive into something else that's going to help complement it. But most importantly is I would highly recommend it for any agent that's in an area, because you do get to have the opportunity to scale your business, to scale the amount of lead flow and how much you want to invest from a minimal standpoint. And then as well too, you get a large volume of contacts, I think, like I said earlier. So yeah, jump in.